Hits for the pound.
Yeah, this is how we do it in the Central Colors, man. We got 40 ounces, Old English, rag tops, 6'4" Impalas, and bikini girls, man. This is how we do it on the West Coast. San Diego, San Francisco, Los Angeles. But don't forget about the Central Cali, man. Please don't forget about the Central Cali. Yeah, get 'em.
It's another sunny day in the state of California. Low rider palm trees and G's that put it on ya. This ain't a negative, we speaking ebonics. Rank talk, candy paint on D's with hydraulics. Baseball hat with the sticker on the brim. Don't let the shine blind your sight, cause things can get grim. But I'm not here to talk about banana clips and guns. We're going back to Cali and we're gonna have some fun. A West Coast domination.
And welcome back to Two-Face Entertainment Podcast. I am your host, Fred Segura, out here in Monterey County, also known to the world as the Salad Bowl, also known as the Salinas Valley. To the people in LA, we are north. To the people in San Francisco, we are south. Right smack in the middle, best of both worlds. Don't forget about the Central Cali. Anyway, folks, today we are going to talk about entrepreneurs and coattail riders. Coattail riders, right? You know what? Last night I had a conversation with a friend of mine. And it wasn't necessarily about that, but it brought me into a perspective where I don't want to say it was an argument. It was nothing like that at all. There was no bad, demeanor on my end and stuff like that. However, with that being said, we got into a conversation about people who don't want to wait or work for something, they just want it done, right? And I get it, guys, but it brought me into a perspective of when people sometimes they'd rather jump on something that's already done. That's not the word I wanted to use. Something they want to jump into something that's already established. That's what I'm looking for here. They want to jump into something that's already established, and kind of ride on that, and you know what? I mean, that's great. I think it's great, and there is people like that. I mean, let's just give it that. That's not saying nothing bad about it. And but to the person who has the entrepreneur state of mind, in the sense, if you will, you tend to look at things like, well, wait a minute, dude, like this guy is doing this, and that's cool. We can give him, I can give him all these views, or I can give him all this, whatever it may be, right? But then you kind of set back a little bit and you start thinking, well, why can't I just do that myself and cut out the middleman, So therefore, you tend to start to kind of, not in a shady way, guys. That's not a way to conduct business. You tend to kind of go into the whole, try to more observe and how things work and really take in what it is and how you're going to make it work for you. Oftentimes there's a lot of trial and error. But the bottom line to everything is that when you achieve something, and I'm speaking as far as even, again, myself, musically, even when I did the Street Connect documentary, when I've achieved anything that I've gotten to the point, people see the finished product, right? They have no idea of what it took to get there, or to get it done. Be it the music, being the film, being a vehicle, being whatever it may be that you're building. A lot of people think that it just happens overnight. And that's the biggest misconception sometimes when talking to somebody, that they won't understand where you're coming from. They don't understand, they don't see, they don't envision, they don't see the perspective, they don't see the bigger picture. Me myself, I've talked to another friend of mine on social media that I've known for years. He's known me since day one. As far as with the music stuff. So what happened is, I'm the type of person that I don't wait for things to be perfect, right? I don't wait for things to be like, oh, well, you know what? I need the high end camera. I need the top notch producer. I need whatever it may be. If I got a phone, hey, I'm gonna use the phone for a camera. If I don't have the top notch producer, I'm gonna get somebody that can be just as close. And that's not taking away anything from anybody else. You build, you work with what you have. That's how I've always done things. Because I'm a firm believer, again, like I've stated before, guys, that if you kind of sit around and wait for things, or no, well, I'm gonna go buy this, time's gonna pass you by and you're not gonna get nothing done. The thing is to get the ball rolling, get stuff going. We could sit there and jump on somebody's coattail and be like, hey, you know what, cool, and you're riding along, you're going along for the ride. Such as, and I'm gonna say it, guys, such as people, artists out there paying to perform, right? Come on, you're not on that stage for any other reason other than you have the money to pay for it. If you're really that good, somebody's going to put you on. Or let's just say, let's not say good, let's just say you are bringing something to the table. You have something to offer, just such as even in this podcast world that I've just entered. Within the recent, it hasn't been a year, guys. I've been getting into this, but I've always kind of had it in me. I just was a little camera shy, and hey, you know what? It is what it is. Although we're working on that, and we'll get to that later, later on this podcast. But anyhow, guys, with that also, guys, it's I just happened to get into it. I was inspired by other podcasters. Shout out to my friend Cholo Trucker. Shout out to Tony the Wizard, Incredible Javier, LA Times, Paul at LA Times, Jen Magana, Cholo, Chicano Tube, and Big Tone. These are people who I find inspirational. And I don't mean to name drop, guys, but Cholo Trucker is the one that, he put me on his show at first, and I was kind of like, I was a little nervous and stuff, but then I started getting more, as I talked to him, he pretty much inspired me. Listening to what Tony A had to say, and having conversations with him as well over the phone, I was inspired to do this. As far as even shout out to a good friend of mine, local friend of mine, True Jose, right? He's from out in this area. He has not came out on video yet, guys, but I'm gonna push him towards that. You heard me right. But anyhow, man, so that's so me taking that inspiration and running with it, you know what I mean, and trying to get into that, and also I don't sit there and push on them and hey, yeah, look at, I'm on his show and that's great. I get it. I'm knocking it, and I'll push it and I'll share and stuff like that. I'm getting a little more savvy with that, guys. But anyhow, so I'll go and comment. I click like on their stuff and stuff like that because I truly do admire it. I do like it. I don't click on it because, oh, well, that's my friend. I'm just gonna, boom. No, I'm being genuine about it because to me that counts. I'm not gonna be a yes man on there, on with anybody. But again, with all that being said, guys, whenever I've been on any and excuse me, on any of these podcasts, I appreciate them, but then again, I look at it in the sense that I have something to bring to the table. With that also, I understand that I can't just be like, hey, so when's the next one, bro? Like, hey, can I get on it? I've been offered it, you know what I mean? And unfortunately, due to maybe personal issues, not very, not per se very, life and death situations. It's just, life itself. Got to take care of the family. I'm unable to make it happen. However, I still go back and watch these podcasts. But with that also, guys, it's just, I don't sit there and be like, hey, well, what's up? When's the next one, bro? Like, waiting on them to make it happen for me. Hey, I get my stuff. I connect my stuff here in my vehicle, like I've told you guys before. Hey, and here we are. We go at it. There's no waiting in for anybody else. You know what I mean? They're doing their thing. I'm doing my thing. But yeah, in the end, we all, excuse me, we all connect. This cough is going away, guys. Sorry. Got a bad acid reflex. But anyhow, in the end, we all, we could come together. Anyhow, so yeah, I mean, I think too, though, I mean, having to pay somebody to perform, having to pay somebody to do anything really in that kind of field, it takes away from the genuine of, for example, an interview or performance, or whatever it may be, because you're not genuinely there because of your talent or because you have something to offer. You had the money to pay for it to get on that. And to me, that kind of what kills the rap game. That kind of what kills, like, opening acts. It's like, and people wonder, well, the music's going this way and this way. Well, these are the reasons why. Payola, guys. I mean, come on. I mean, I understand, but people's attitudes nowadays, too, again, is, well, I got to eat, too, and I got to, yada. Okay, whatever, bro, but you're killing the game. So with that, the podcast world, I don't support that kind of stuff. I mean, I won't, but shout out to anybody. I mean, hey, if that's what you do, that's what you do, but it's not a good thing. But anyhow, going back to the entrepreneurs and coattail riders, there are coattail riders that believe that they can ride the coattail of somebody because they have a name or establishment of some sort. At the end of it all, I mean, yeah, you can, but again, I've talked to some high-end people, and I don't look at them. I've never looked at them other than as genuinely as people, nor do I talk to them or befriend them because I want something from them. On the contrary, if they've given me the time of day, if they've respond to me in any way, I appreciate their time, but I don't want nothing from them. Maybe sometimes just an opinion on something, but nothing more than that. And even then, if they give me an opinion personally, say on a record I did or a film I did or whatever it may be, that's not for me to screenshot and go share it to the rest of the world. Oh, look, he said this and that, or she said this and that. It's like, no, that's my own personal thing that I share with these people. You know what I mean? That I wouldn't want to do that to somebody like that. And there's a lot of people that do that. This is what separates the coattail riders to the entrepreneur mindset, where you establish a business relationship in a sense, or a friendship for that matter, and you leave it at that. There's no intent for you to try to get anything out of this person or try to make this person like, oh yeah, you basically use them, which is not cool. And I understand, which we lead into what people call, oh, he's a gatekeeper. Well, you know what, bro? Yeah, there is. But at the same time, guys, understand too where they come from. If I've taken so much amount of time to build something to get it to where it's at, and I'm constantly being burned by people, along the way, after a while, doors close. So you no longer want to put yourself out there no more. You're pretty much, hey, well, you know what? Hey, best of luck to you, bro. Keep doing it. It sounds vague and cliche, and then maybe that person can turn around and be like, man, he's just hating on me, man, because he knows I could be better. That's not what it is. The point is that sometimes we grow tired too, though. Those of us who have succeeded in certain things and tried to help people out, we've been burned by people, and it's not a fun thing. And after a while, your doors kind of shut a little bit and be like, you know what, bro, figure it out, dog. I wish I could help you, even though it seems so genuine at first. It seems so genuine, but that's how it all starts. And then people start to get a big head about it. And it could go in from, I mean, from likes to views to whatever people are talking about it. You know what I mean? They tend to forget very fast where they came from, or who reached out to them, or who put their hand out to help them. Therefore, people do shut down, and I can understand that side of it. So in their defense, and anybody's defense that you reach out to, and they kind of, they just pretty much give you the vague, or give you the kind of the cold shoulder a little bit, or however it may have been, you got to also understand too where they've come from and what they've gone through. And entrepreneurs 9 times out of 10 will say, well, you know what, we tend to build things for ourselves and get ourselves involved in wear many different hats, right? And a lot of people say, well, that's a wannabe, you're just doing this and that. Well, you know what, call it what you will, but not only, as for myself, I've learned how to, write music, how to more or less how to format and not only that, as far as even with lyrics and the formula sometimes of to try to make a hit. Not that I've had one, and people like have said, oh, well, this and that. Okay, cool. But at the same time, you have the rough idea of how to go about it. A lot of people, I've heard music out here and anywhere. And when I mean local, I don't just mean in my area. I mean throughout everywhere. The underground scene, there's a lot of songs that maybe aren't that great. They're, oh, this is a slapper, and so I'm not hearing it. It's more of within that circle. Need more of a worldwide kind of thing. But anyhow, that's beside the point. Learned how to film and edit. Now learning this podcast world kind of thing, putting myself out there on Front Street to everybody, in a sense. And what's the other one? And also becoming a bus driver, to where my intent was. Unfortunately, there was a situation that happened, and yeah, that's neither here nor there right now at this point, so I'm not going to get into that. That's more personal. But my mind frame was always like, look, I get into that, and I did, and I achieved it, right? So here's how my mind works, right? And I'm going to give you guys a little inside scoop into the world of Two-Face Entertainment. I figured this. I said, hey, you know what? I run my independent label. I run the podcast. I run the Two-Face Entertainment. So therefore, I figured, hey, you know what? I put out artists. We'll make things happen. And not only that, hey, you know what? Check it out. You need a tour bus. Guess what? I don't need the driver. I could be the driver. So everything, try to make it in-house. You achieve to do things. That's not being a wannabe. That's just trying to be an entrepreneur. Why? Because it's gonna save more money for the overhead and everything. But anyhow, that's what it is. That's what it is, guys. So with that, guys, yes, I understand there's people that just want to see the finished product, people that, will ride coattails because they believe that this person's like famous or whatever, and they feel they can get them to where they want. At the end of the day, it's not about the person that's known. It's about what you can bring to them, or what you can bring to the offer. What you can bring to the table that you have to offer. And if you got the talent for it, hey, you know what? Cool. If you are the rapper, the filmographer, whatever it may be, maybe the filmographer is not your cup of tea. Maybe you're a good sound guy. Maybe you're the mixing guy. Same way for the music. Maybe you're not the rapper guy. Maybe that's not for you. Maybe you do better in accounting. Stuff like that. It just happens. But the unfortunate part about it, when things like that happen, not everybody wants to, bottom line, everybody wants to be in the limelight. Everybody wants to be the headliner, you know what I mean? And that's not how it works. So that's where also the entrepreneur kind of mind frame comes into, where you can lay back in the cut and make it happen with the right people. Sometimes that's even hard. But regardless of the point, you still make it happen. With that, before we end this today, guys, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Alan Jones for the shirt. Sorry, this hand is hurting. Both hands are hurting, but let me try to get this right. The Land. Shout out to Mr. Alan Jones, a.k.a. Little Sneaky, out there in Southern California. Thank you for the shirt, my brother. Shout out to you, man. Salute. Also, I want to thank everybody who's subscribed and looked at started to look at the videos a little bit more. I've had a lot of great feedback, a lot of love on there, guys, on YouTube, Instagram, and stuff like that, guys. Much appreciate. Salute to all of you. I'm trying to get as many subscribers. Once I reach a certain amount of subscribers, but let's just say I'm not going to get on into the dynamics of stuff, guys, because that's not what we're here for. Again, we're here for the message. But as we get closer, we're a little bit over halfway. Once I reach a certain amount of subscribers, I'm planning to maybe have a giveaway to a few subscribers, just as a celebration. Maybe we'll do something special. And I want to show you guys that we have... boom, baby. What? Two-Face Entertainment, right? With that, guys, once we get to where the subscribers that we need, maybe I'll give away a few hats and stuff. So, and what I mean by few, maybe the first 5 to 10, and we'll do something to make it happen. But for now, guys, thank you for joining me, and thank you for sticking around. Thank you for and welcome if you just came into this podcasting. Some of you know me personally, but know how I function, and thank you for continuing on supporting me and what I'm doing. With that, guys, this is Two-Face Entertainment Podcast. I am your host, Fred Segura, signing out.